What's going on, y'all? Y'all know how we like to do. Come in here, share. Y'all know how we like to do this thing. Just sending out doing a couple of shares right now. I gotta send this out to some of my people. For they be trying to beat me up. Y'all gotta pray for me. I just put in, say how you doing. I know it's kind of funny in this thing. I just put in. What's going on, my bro? What's going on? Give this thing a few more minutes. We're about to get started. Y'all excuse me. What is going on? What is going on? And welcome to Motivated to the Max. I am your boy Daryl Tisdale up in here in the bed. I pray and hope you guys are doing well on this morning. This morning. It's still morning where I'm at. But as you guys are coming in, make sure to hit that like button, the share, the share button. And definitely if you're on YouTube right now, share, like it, hit the bell for notifications when Motivates the Max come on online and everything, so then you can catch it live, or you can always go back and watch the replay on Motivated here to the Max. And before I actually get started in here on this one, I have to go over the house rules up in here. So rule number 1, we come in here hot. That's honest, open, and transparent. And then rule number 2, we come in here lit, and that is living in thankfulness. And then rule number 3, be yourself. It's okay. Be yourself. I love to be myself. So hey, it's okay. Be yourself. And before I continue any further here with Motivated to the Max, I have to do this last one thing, and that is our 10-second count off. Those of y'all that's new here on Motivated to the Max, the 10-second count up is simply this. It's from where you take everything that is trying to hold you back from doing the things for what God needs for you to do. You take all that bad vibe, bad negativity, everything, even like the stuff of what you might have been thinking of, that's saying that you can't do this and you can't do that. And what we do after we count off on the 10-second, we do a detox, that we just like detox all that stuff out of our system, change our mindset and everything. And then after that, you take your breather, and then we start off on a new flat, on a new flat scale, flat road, whatever. Y'all know how we like, how we be sometimes. But here go your 10-second count off right here. It is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So then we like this, cast that thing on out and send it to the abyss. That is what my little Latasha always loves to say. When we send it to the abyss for it to never to return. So how are you guys doing on this morning? I'm still tinkering with some, with new software and everything on here on the computer. So I may not see, I may see some comments because how the way I'm still tinkering with this, but I know that I know that Latasha's in the background, and she will try to like make sure that I see him or I post them up and everything like that. So welcome if you're watching this on my personal page on Facebook. Welcome if you're watching this thing on YouTube, and welcome to my podcast crew. Those of you want to be like, man, like what's going on? How come you ain't done it on Twitch and everything? I'm still working some things around, but don't worry, it will be back on Twitch real soon. All right, it'll be back on Twitch. Um, so then like we have Motivated to Max back on Twitch, and then I'm looking at other platforms as well to have this thing on and popping as well. But if those of y'all that saw the title of this thing today, it says noise versus roar. All right. And some of this on what happened this past weekend, and then from being at church and everything, and then also it's just some stuff on what's been going on. And so before I even really get started, like how you guys are doing, put it in the comments. If I can't see them right now, I would definitely be catching them. I'll go back and be looking at your comments and everything. But just tell me how you guys been doing. Put up, if you had like a great weekend and everything, put up some fire flames, put up something. Just say like, yo, it was good. And if it was kind of tough, you know what? This is a brand new week. Let's start this week off right with some motivation. Because sometimes I gotta look. The motivator need to be motivated too sometimes. But I'm just, hey, but how you guys are doing? I hope you guys are doing great. Those of you on podcast land, just say how you guys are doing. Just write it. Write it down. Say how the way that you're doing it. Once you write down how the way that you're doing, and then move. Move on. If it's been a bad week, whatever, write down the stuff on what was bad, and then look at it, analyze it, and see on what you can do to make this week a whole lot better. All right. I had to do that for my own self. What's going to make this week a whole lot better? But the topic is today like noise versus roar. And so I had a situation that came up this past weekend. I'm not saying when it was tough and everything. And from where I was at a point from where I was scared to go to some people and let them know on like what was going on. So I was dealing. So in other words, I had some stuff on what was going on. I just had to put it like that. And so then, sometimes whenever you got some stuff going on, and then you kind of like want to be like in your own little headspace, and just be like, well, dang, well, how come this is going on? Why this happened? Why this? Why that? And then all of a sudden, man, you start to have like a little bit of doubt and stuff in your mind and everything. It's like, okay, like what in the ham sandwich? Like what in the Jesus? What in the chicken? Like like what is going on and everything. So and so so Went to church on, went to church on yesterday. I had my, I was still dealing with my issues and stuff of what I had going on when I went to church and everything. I can't go into full details on like what really happened, but but it made me think about from where that we were mentioning about a roar, and it made me think, whenever I kept hearing the word roar, like you need to roar and everything. And so I was sitting, having my little moments and everything like that. But all glory to God, I feel better. I feel better today than I did this past weekend. And so I had a dream. It's gonna come off of the dream. And so I had a dream. And then when sometimes when you're in a dream, it's like you're in the center of everything, and it's like all this bunch of noise. It's like you're hearing a whole bunch of noise and stuff that's coming at you and everything. And so I was saying, all this noise was coming in, like, well, like, well, you're not this and you're not that and you're not this and you're not that. And, well, you can't do this. And, like, why do you think that you should do this right here? Or why do this? Or why do that? And everything like that. And so for where I was about to get in this place for where I was ready to isolate myself. Like, I didn't want to, like, deal with nobody. And Latasha would tell you, it was like, I almost didn't want to deal with her on what I was going through. Keeping it hot, honest, open, and transparent. And so everything for like what was going on. And so then all of a sudden I'm in this dream, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing the words like, yo, like I need for you to get out the center of all of this noise. Like get out of this noise. And so, I ain't got no legs, but but in my dream I had my legs. So that means my legs are coming soon. And so so I jump up. And so then I jumped up to a certain point. From whenever I jumped, the noise was trying to follow me. It was trying to like come up from the ground and was trying to follow me. And so then I was at a point right now for where I was like, oh God, like like all this distraction and stuff it's trying to follow me and everything. And all of a sudden it was just like, yo, I need you like to make this loud sound. I need you to make this roar, like roar like a lion. Roar like a mighty lion and everything. I'm gonna prepare now. I'm gonna look like a lion a little bit, but now I'm just playing. But he was like, roar like a lion. And so, in the dream, I started like roaring, I started yelling. I started from whenever God was saying, like, yo, once you make this roar and release it, everything and give it to me, I can cancel out all the noise. And so at first, how sometimes like when you have like a kitten, like a cub, and and they trying to gain like they're trying to gain like their like growl and they roar like and they sound some people believe like, oh, that's so adorable, it's trying to yell and everything, and then people start to pick on you because you're trying to make your roar and everything. That's how I was feeling at first, because at the time it was like the stuff of what was going on, it was hard for me to let it go and actually like to give it to God. And so then it was like, he said, so then it's like, what's the point of you gonna try to like come up here with me and you're not gonna roar? And so then whenever I built up and then I started to roar, like I started to cry out. I started to be like, I was like, I started like yelling and everything like that. And it just seemed like ever since I started to yell, like it was like pressure of light that was keep on coming out. And it was like taking out all the noise and everything. It was like pretty much the light was taking out the darkness. And it was like the more and more I started giving it to God, it was like the more and more light was starting to like cancel out all the noise and everything. And so then, and so I was like, okay, so then it was like, so then whenever I had finished roaring, and then like the noise was gone, but then it was like, you're always going to have to be, able to like to jump up to make another roar. Because just because it got canceled out this time, it's not saying that it's not going to try to come back and try to cancel you out again. So you got to be able to, whenever it's time for you to go up, you got to be able to roar and be like, yo. And so for whenever for whenever it's saying like for roar, it's saying like for territory and everything like that. But like for me, my roar was saying, yo, get ready for war. Get ready to go for the attack. And you know how sometimes we would sit there and just be like, okay, God, I'm trusting you. I want you to handle this thing right here and everything like that. But then, but God was like, well, yo, like, but for me to be able to step in, I need for you to make that roar. I need you to make that war cry. I need you to be able to say, yo, it's like you cannot have me. Like the enemy can't have me and everything. Sometimes we say it's the enemy that's trying to take us. Really, it's us taking our own self out because we're afraid to make a noise. We're afraid to make that roar to say, like, yo, I'm ready to go to battle with my father, with my daddy. And so then I was I don't even know why I was trying to look up noise. And then, it was on some of the things of what I was reading, it was saying like noise can be like a disturbance, a distraction that was trying to keep you off from actually getting like true, actually it's trying to keep you from getting like to be able to actually hear or what's really need to be hearing, like from somebody actually talking, like somebody just creating noise just to distract you. But then I read something where I can't remember the person who wrote in it. It was in I looked it up in Google, but it was like an emotional noise. And with the emotional noise in like we would be up in our feelings, we would be up in our emotion from where we would down credit ourselves, saying that we cannot do it, or it's an effect for where we cannot achieve the goal for what we are trying to reach. Pretty much what it's saying that an emotional noise from whenever like, well, I can't do this and I can't do that, and then pretty much just self-sabotaging yourself whenever that you saying that you can't do it. So you under emotional noise right now for whatever that you say, like, I just can't do it. I can't reach that goal up that high. So I know it's been some times that I done been like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do this. I can't go through all this right here. No, this right here. No, this right here, right there. Man, I was going through some emotional noises that I was making for myself that self-sabotage myself. So then I had to get to the point. So then God had to show me how to get to the point. He said, yo, for me to be able to help you to cancel out the noise, I need for you to roar. And so then I was like, well, I need to roar. So then, I'm a cartoon person, I'm an anime person or whatever like that. So then it made me think about, man, look, don't y'all be picking on me now. I'm a Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super person all day. And so it made me think about with Goku on how like the first level he was on when he did the training and everything, he was on like the Kaioken or whatever like that. So then the next level he went Super Saiyan. But then whenever more issues and troubles and noise was starting to come out his way, he had to do like a roar cry to go up to the next level. For him to be able to say, okay, cool. Now I'm at this point right now. I have to take it up to the next level because what I used to do before, it's not going to work this time. So I got to take it up a notch. So then I'm like, okay. So then I was like, well, why I'm getting this point right here, or why I'm doing, why I'm getting this point right here, and everything. I said, well, God, okay, we got to go to that. I was like, okay, I got to go to the next level. What I used to do, I can't do this no more. Whatever I always said from my leaders and everything. Look, you got to go deep. You got to dig deeper than that. You got to go further than that. Man, how the way God is showing me right now, like, yo, you got to take the limits off. Take the limits off for yourself, man, because you know what? Because you only got two ways you can go. You can go up or you can go down. But whenever that you go down, that's when you're allowing the noise to pull you down. But whenever that you go up, man, that's when that you're ready to take it up to the next level. But whenever that you went into like to roar to the next person, look, I'm ready to face this thing head on. I know it may be ugly, it may be disgusting for whatever I don't want to do, but I gotta go through this thing. I have to let my roar be like to clear out that atmosphere and everything for whenever I can be able to stay focused on where God needs for me to be at. So today I'm like, y'all say, yo, I gotta let out my roar. I'm hoarse right now, but you know what? I still would look. I still would make that roar for God. Like here I am. Show me for what I need to do for your purpose, not just my own personal stuff, but what I need to do for your purpose. So the question is for you guys on today is like, how many of you guys are actually letting God like roar? How many of you guys are actually gonna be like, you know what? Like, and I know some people like going through some stuff like crazy and be like, well, can I do this? Do I want to go through this? Do I want to do that right here? And everything like that. But then when you actually let out your roar, and then now just thinking about a roar, just thinking about a roar, with the lion and everything like that. So I know sometimes like when the lions, when like the pride, when they come in and they're like, big shout out to Pride, because that's what Latasha goes. She's going to bring back out and they call it Pride. And so, but when the pride, they come in together, and then like they started roaring, and then like all some of the animals start like they're like, oh, scatter, like the king of the jungles, the king of the jungle is here, and everything. Yo, scatter, cause it's no telling what these monsters gonna do with us. So it's like they're claiming their territory. So that's how the way they have to be sometimes. Whenever that the enemy and stuff is trying to come at you, trying to make you feel that you can't do it and everything. Yo, you gotta roar so that everything can scatter. Now, I'm not saying just by you roaring that it's just going to be gone forever. No, because I was going to try to come at you and try to take away your roar, trying to take away your voice. I mean, shoot, just like the stuff when I was going through, man, it was trying to take away my breath. I was like, yo, it's like, I can't breathe. So then it's like the point in time was like, yo, like, it's trying to take away my breath. So that means trying to take me out. So then whenever I actually had to roar and actually to release some things so that God, here it is, I can't do it because sometimes, man, some of us were saying that we're wrong, but we're really not wrong because we're making some noise because some of us are so prideful that we don't want to let go and say, God, I need help. So it's just like, man, like I can't even. So then we're like, okay, it's like, okay. So then just like well, right now, it's like, catch, like you gotta catch this. You gotta let your sound be known. You gotta let that roar come out like, and look, clear out the territory. Like, okay, like God, here it is. God, here I am. I need you to clear this thing out for me. But then while he's clearing this thing out for you, you're guiding me and you're leading me on how I can maintain my roar. Because, oh man, okay, I hear you. I hear you. He said, because you always going to have a different roar. But some roar that you may have right now, it may just be like, you might just be like, roar. And then I say it's like some of like the little stuff, but man, when some of that big stuff start to come your way, when some of the stuff that's trying to make you feel like you ain't this and you ain't that, I could have used some other words right now, but I'm trying to keep this thing PG. So then it's like, okay, then cool. But then it made me always go back from whenever I've been watching, been watching Dragon Ball. And Goku was like, oh, okay, then cool. Like, you talk big and everything like that. But to me, that's just a bunch of noise. He said, but really let me show you from what I've learned. And so then it's at a point, say, you know what, God, God, look, God, just show me what I need to do. Because it's not me doing the fight, it's God doing the fight. So like today on this week, from where you feel like that you can't even do this, even for the young people that's getting ready to go back to school, college kids, middle school, high school, elementary kid, pre-K, daycare, whatever, you going to a new job, the job that you already have, my entrepreneurs and everything like that. Yo, are you gonna let the noise cancel you out, or are you gonna let the roar cancel out the noise? I know it's kind of fun to be saying that right now, but it's really at that point for like, yo, it's like, are we gonna let noise gonna cancel out your roar? Or are you gonna let the roar cancel out the noise? And it's now I'm like, well, okay. And then some people could say, well, D, Daryl, D, whatever that y'all call me, man, that's easier said than done. Because sometimes and then this is what I had to learn as well. It's something I had to learn as well. And I was listening to NF. I was listening to NF this morning before I was talking about doing the live and everything. I was listening to NF and then I watched the video from whatever he was locked up in a cage. He was in a cage. And so from where he was locked up in a cage, from where technically I was able like people were trying to keep him in the cage for not actually be able to get out for what he needed to get out. They want like people wanted him to rap like disrespecting people, disrespecting women and men, and doing this and doing that, talking about like you a gang banger and everything like that. And actually, he was like, "Yo, I'm not none of these rapping idiots that want to disrespect people and everything. I'm all about like, yo, I need to make a change in my life. I need to do things to this. So you know what? Guess what? I just be the outcast. I just gonna be the outcast. And sometimes you're gonna have to be the outcast just to be able to have your roar. It's gonna be some times where people's not gonna follow you or understand you. We're like, well, why are you trying to be like this? Or why are you doing this right here? You know, like you was cool when you used to do this back in the day and everything. Like he said, but no, I gotta be the outcast right now. For me to be, I had to be the outcast so I can be able to have my roar. I can't follow everybody from when they want to do this or do that right here. You know, because sometimes God is saying, look, I need you to be over here. I need you to make this roar over here so I can clear out the noise so then I can really talk to you. I can deal with you. So I can really, and look, I can impartake in you and say, look, this is where I need for you to go. This is where I need for you to do right now. Look, it's gonna be all right. The family and stuff is gonna be okay over here, but I need for you to be over here right now. And the ones that I surround you with, those are the ones. Oh man, okay, cool. Those he said the ones that are placed that's going to be around you at that time. Those are the ones that are going to help you roar because when they helping you roar, you're going to be helping them roar at the same time. They're not going to just be sitting there and be like, "Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Nah, yeah, you got. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah." Nah, they're going to be sitting right there talking about, "Yo, you gonna roar, I'm gonna roar with you." Because at the same time, while you roaring, and then they see you say, man, and my brother or my sister can roar like that. I want to be able to roar like that. I want to be able to say that God, what you need for me to do and everything. Those are the ones that God really wants for you to be around right now. Because you're encouraging one another, you're empowering one another, you're pushing one another. You're sitting there person saying, look, if I can do it, you can do it. And I was going, and it made me think about when it said about for roar and everything. And I was saying, well, two of them come into prayer. Well, two of them come in like for prayer. Man, so whenever we all coming together and for prayer and everything, you're making a roar when you're praying for one another. You're making a roar for when you're helping somebody. Some people may be thinking like, man, I won't even do that. Some people be like that sometimes because, like, one, they don't know how to roar. They don't know how to let go and to let God handle it. Just like that, I had to learn. I'm still learning on some things. I said, God, I gotta let this thing go. The situation and stuff and what I was going through this past weekend and everything. I literally told the time, I said, yo, I said, I don't like when I feel like that I'm helpless and I can't do nothing about it. So then, whenever I had to go through what I went through, and then with everything, with what happened to me on Sunday and everything, God literally had to let me know. He said, "Yo, when you roar, I'm letting you know I'm gonna be right there for you." He said, I never left you behind. I never left you when you're by yourself and everything. But you have to realize that you're not going to be by yourself when you roar. When you let it out, when you say, God, here I am, he said, come back. When you're making that stand and saying, yo, yes, and it's been authentic, it's being true, it's being real. I mean, but it's going to say, when you keeping it hot, when you lit, yo, when you give God that yes. You giving God that yes. When you give God that yes, God will give you that roar that you need. And I'm not talking about no pity party yes either. Because some people can say yes, yes, I do it. Yes, I do that. Man, you ain't being genuine about that yet. Man, sometimes, man, yo, yes gotta be like how do I apostle on my say. Sometimes, man, yo, yes gotta be like you about it. You really about this? You really want to go? You really want to go in with this thing right here? All right, you want to be bad about it? All right, cool. Let's be bad about it. So then, whenever situations come up and everything, you can't go out like no punk. You got to stay in this thing. And say, nah, stay in it. Nah, stay in it. You may feel that you can't roar right now, but nah, stay in it. You can make it. You can do it. And then the people that God will have you surrounded by, they're gonna help you. They're gonna help you roar too. They may not be saying nothing to you like that because sometimes you got to be able to. Sometimes you got to be able to stand up on your own and to make your own roar. Because when you make your own roar, you're giving God your yes. You can't go off of the yes on what your leaders do. You can't go off of yes on some. You can't go off of yes from like the other people who already done gave God their yes and everything. Man, you got to give God your yes, your roar, so God can deal with you, so God can discipline you. I know some people don't really like hearing that word discipline. Because some people look, sometimes some people like, well, I don't want to be disciplined. I don't want to, I don't want to go through. Man, let me tell you, sometimes when that you got to go through discipline and everything like that, it's not to break you or to hurt you. It's to make you stronger and to realize the mistakes that you made. So then when the situation comes up again, you have to learn from that mistake. So then you know how to handle it when the situation comes. When the situation like that comes up again, now you know how to handle it. Just like one of the quotes that I put up last week and everything. The wall is not there to stop you. The wall is really there just to see that you're strong enough to break through the wall. So, is your roar strong enough to break through that wall? Or are you going to let the noise be the walls to block you out? I know, like for me this past weekend, man, I felt like I was in a freaking box. Couldn't breathe. Couldn't see nothing. Couldn't hear. The only thing I was hearing was like all the negative stuff on what was going on that was going through my head at the time. But I thank God that the roar broke that box wide open. I thank God for whenever I gave him my true yes, my true roar and everything, I would be able to hear things clearly. And just like one of the moments, I'm like, God, you really got to be dealing with me on this thing. Just like right, I'm saying, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was tough for me to even come on here today and to talk about this here today. But it was like, yo, like I gotta get this thing out. Because it's been sometimes people been hearing a whole bunch of noise that's been pretty much saying, "Oh man, I can't do this, man. I could." And you know what make it so funny? Sometimes some of the noise that we're hearing that we've been hearing like that, it haven't been from the other people. Really, it's been our own noise because we've been complaining, we've been in our emotions, we've been in our feelings, thinking that we can't do this, or people don't like me, people don't love me, they don't want to deal with me no more, and this and that, this and that. They don't want to do this, they don't want to do. Technically, we made the noise ourselves. But now we have to be at the point like, yo, I gotta look. I need to make a roar. So today, when I get ready, I'm closing this thing out. Are you gonna let the noise gonna cancel you, or you gonna let your roar cancel the noise? I mean, like it, this thing was tough. But I thank God for letting God I thank God for showing me that I have a roar. And it make it so funny. I'm not even talking, whenever I'm saying like for me, God giving me my roar, it's not for me just to claim territory. Honestly, for me, when I say like a roar, like, it's getting me ready for war. And then when I make that roar for it to bust it wide open. So I had a straight path for God. Yeah, stuff gonna keep coming at you. I'm not saying it's gonna be peaches and cream, like it's gonna be all cookies and cream and easy and everything like that. No, because it's gonna be tough. But don't let the noise take away your roar. Don't let the noise take away your yes that you're giving to God. Man, if it's gonna be some point for some of your family members not gonna understand, yo. Just like I had to listen to that NF song, like, yo, I just be the Outcast. It make it so fun when I had the thing on shuffle. Cause I guess God knew exactly how the way the playlist needed to go when I was listening to it earlier. Because then it was like I put it on there saying like I'll be the outcast. Well, people don't like me. Then I just be that outcast. But then the next song that came on it was like chasing my destiny. He said, I was sitting right here talking to God like he was next to me. He said, I'm sitting right here talking to God like he was next to me. I'm sitting right here chasing after my destiny. So when I'm sitting right here talking with God, I'm sitting right here chasing my destiny, chasing me from where I took from it, I'm here to chase after God. I'm here to seek for God. So then, as I was listening to that song Destiny and everything, and then on the shuffle, the next play, it went, for some reason, it went right in order. Then it went to like my life. It went to like my life. It might be something that people don't like. You, that's just life. That's just life. That's just life. But then at the same time, like, yo, like when you make that change for your life, when you allow God to be that voice, when you say like, yo, here go my roar for God. And so now people say, oh man, you done changed up, well, man, now you doing this, now you doing that. Yo, don't look. Just like I tell Natasha here so many times. I said, don't get it twisted because I'm in a wheelchair. And then it was like another song. And like God had to like make that song for me personally. And the song was called Trust. And it was by NF. Look it up. It's Trust. The song is Trust. It's obviously like his latest album from the cloud, the cloud remix album or whatever. It's called Trust. When I played that song, I was like, yo, and it was like, yo, like I had like whenever I'm making this change and stuff in my life and everything, yo, I have to trust God on what God said He's gonna do. So then, just like we were talking about yesterday, like I got look, and then I was at the book signing with my brother Alvin and everything, like yo, everything looked great and glamorous over here. And then he said, "Yeah, you like that? You like that? All right, cool. I need you to come over here with me real quick. I need you to come over here with me real quick." And all of a sudden, like you standing here and it's like nothing. It's like you in this like, what in the world? Like, nah, I want to go back over there. Well, I done got like me, I'm a gamer, so I got like 3, 4 TVs on on the wall. I got my Xbox, I got my PlayStation, and everything. I got like, and my brother saying I got my bathroom. They got 2 sinks and everything like that. But then God said, nah. He said, yeah, you're gonna get out there. He said, but yo, you gotta do like you gotta start from the beginning. That's where you gotta trust me. That's where you gotta be able to go forward and go do this thing right here. Yeah, right now you think you don't have no support right now, but you got the support that you need. You got to go through this purpose. So whenever you go through this purpose right here, man, okay, Jesus. Whenever that you make the roar that God has for you, man, that means you're going to accept the purpose that God has for you. And it's like, ooh. And I know sometimes like, man, that's tough. But when you make that roar, you accepting the purpose that God has for you. It ain't gonna be all glamorous. Some it might be all glamorous. Because I don't know what God has for you. I know for the things where I'm going through and everything, yo, this was for God's purpose. This is gonna be able to help somebody along the way. When where I could be like, you know what? Yeah, you right. Yeah, 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 yeah. But on today, are you gonna let the noise cancel your roar, or the roar gonna cancel the noise? But that is it for me on today. I pray and hope this was a help that like it was for me because I was just talking. Look, you looking at this on the computer screen and everything. It's like, yo, it's like I'm talking to a mirror. So like, yo, like I need to look. I had to motivate my own self today, from when the weekend from what I just had. So I thank God for, I'm going to let my roar cancel out the noise. but yeah, this is it for me on the day. I will talk with you guys on Wednesday. I'll talk with you guys on Wednesday. Um, yeah, so for some odd reason I couldn't on my screen I couldn't see the comments, but I'm gonna have to go back and look at all the comments and everything if there was any comments or anything like that. But I will go back, lock in, check in with it and everything like that. But yeah, are you gonna let your roar? Are you gonna let the noise cancel your roar, or the roar gonna cancel the noise? And I mean by noise, like it's gonna cancel out all the distractions, all the self-sabotaging, because all the self-sabotaging, it's canceling out every negative, it's canceling out the noise. Because when you look at noise is a distraction. Just to keep you away from like the main focus point. That is it. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Please make sure to share. I know you guys been commenting and everything. Share, hit and share. Go follow Motivated to the Max on Facebook. Go follow it on YouTube. Excuse me. Go follow it on YouTube and everything. Also follow it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Please follow, please go in there, like it, listen to it, play the replay and everything like that. Because every time you guys go and listen, that's truly is helping. That's helping this channel is helping. Just to let you guys know that it helps and everything. But with that being said, I pray and hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. You guys be blessed. Peace out.